Hello Cancer, so I'm doing your weekly tarot for June the 1st to the 8th. Please also make sure that you're not watching this reading off of a dodgy channel, okay? My channel is Phoenix Keia Tarot, so if you've picked up this reading on a channel name that is not associated with me, then you're going to be watching stolen content, okay? Which is never a good thing to happen, but there we go. Right, virtual fog. Okay, so confusing times, a confusing situation. It says energy pollution that is causing confusion and disconnection from self. Now, sometimes that can happen when we're being lied to, or, you know, when someone has been gaslighting us, right? It confuses us, it pollutes our own energy, it makes us question ourselves to the point where we no longer recognize who we are, okay? It's really, really dangerous, and in fact, I'm a firm believer in how that should actually be a criminal offense, right? Because it sounds really dramatic, but being gaslit, it causes brain damage, right? And it should be a criminal offense, but for whatever reason, it isn't. And that's just horrendous. So something or someone is polluting your energy here, Cancers. So we need to get to the bottom of this so that we can find solutions here for you, okay? Kundalini rising, ignite your passion for life, okay? So this one says dissolving personal patterns that are no longer needed, right? So the skills that you developed when you were in survival mode are no longer necessary, okay? So this is the time for you to develop new skills that is more in alignment with thriving rather than just surviving. It also says to assess your coping mechanisms during times of stress, right? So consider how you're currently handling this virtual fog, right? And I do get a very malicious energy off of that one, I'm not gonna lie. Let's get the tarot out and we'll see what's going on there with that virtual fog. Let's get into this. What's going on with virtual fog for Cancers, please? What's this energetic pollution? Where is it coming from? Oh, fuck's sake. Okay. The Five of Wands and the Seven of Swords. Yeah, it is another person who is lying to you, who is deceiving you, having you question your own version of reality. It's abuse. Let's call it what it is. That's abusive behavior, straight away. I'm getting the message here as like picking fights with you, picking arguments with you, creating arguments out of thin air as well, and then trying to turn the situation around on you as if you're the one that started it, as if you're the one that's responsible. You know how it goes, right? We just wanted clarification here on what this energetic pollution was all about. It's about another person. A very egotistical individual who they have to be right about everything even when they're wrong, okay? And then instead of admitting to their mistake, admitting to when they're wrong, like a normal person would do, they turn around and say, oh, I never said that, or I never did that, you did, right? It's ridiculous. People like that, I used to be terrified of people like that when I was younger. These days, I'm just like, the fuck, and then walk away and never, ever deal with them ever again, right? People like that are just weird. They are so weird. They think they're smart, they think that they're getting away with it. But the thing is, Cancers, here's where you've got your power now with this Kundalini rising. you're now starting to question it. You're now starting to question everything that they're saying, everything that they're doing. You're now starting to see, okay, this isn't lining up. Do you know what I mean? It's like reality and their fantasy, these two things are not matching up. And you're questioning that now. You're seeing that now. And I feel that that has triggered this Kundalini rising within you. Okay. I genuinely feel that this person has been keeping you stuck in survival mode. I genuinely do. But I also feel that in a twisted way, they have also triggered this growth within you as well to come out of that survival mode. Because you're questioning, right? Because you're questioning everything that they're saying and everything that they're doing. So, I mean, how would you even explain that? It's like they've thrown you in this situation of being confused and questioning yourself, but because you were thrown in that situation, you've got this rising energy as well. The Page of Pentacles. Right, the Page of Pentacles. There's something unusual that's coming through with that Page of Pentacles here a minute. If you just let me grab another deck. Reason why I'm saying that is because this Page of Pentacles energy, it feels like it's your energy, Cancers. And I feel genuinely, and this is a really weird message to come through with the Page of Pentacles, I feel like you're playing along. You know exactly what's up now, but you're playing along with it in order to not raise, in order for them to not have their suspicions being raised that you know what they're up to, you know what they're doing, you know what the game plan is here. I feel like you're playing along with it for the time being, and until you can come up with a plan, you're playing along with it. Yeah, the High Priestess, silence, secrets, intuition. That's definitely what that is, Cancers. Smart. Right, I'm not going to dig any deeper into that because obviously if anyone is cross-watching and they've got like bad intentions toward Cancerians, do you know what I mean? Yeah, I'll leave it there, okay, Cancers? You know what's up, basically. You know what's up. Willpower for why this is happening. Apply discipline and focus. The stronger your will, the stronger your ability to persevere and successfully achieve your goals. So honestly, Cancers, this is the equivalent to your major arcana in traditional tarot, okay? Because the Chariot card, it is success, victory, forward motion, but it's also about having a very strong willpower. It's all about taking hard control, okay? You need to have a lot of willpower in order to take hard control. So this is your card. This is the Chariot card. That's why you got the horsey there as well. Why is this happening? Because this person seemed to think that they could impose upon your own free will. Like they genuinely believed that. Okay, they genuinely believed that it was their right to try and trample all over, not just you, but other people as well. Now, because you're definitely not the type to take shit lying down, right? Here's the thing with you guys, you'll put up with a certain amount of bullshit, right? Until it gets to the point where you can no longer put up with it. And it's only when you're pushed too far is when you'll start to push back, right? Now, clearly, with you pushing back, it's triggered this person over here to increase their antics, to increase the lies, and the gaslighting and the revision and the rewriting of history and all the rest of it, okay? It's like they've been pushed into doubling down on their little fantasy world, okay? Because people like that, there's something inherently missing within their brains, I swear to God there is. But they do not like the thought of being wrong, ever. Like, that for them is a huge insult. It's a massive injury to them, the thought of being wrong. Like, have you ever heard this person apologize? I mean, genuinely apologize, without the excuses tied on to the end? If you have ever heard them apologize, has there always been excuses on the end, right? They'll never give a straight, meaningful apology, ever. It's always someone else's fault, someone else's problem, someone else made them do it, yeah? So, honestly, Cancers, why this is happening, the catalytic energy, because you're strong-willed, and that makes you a threat, okay? If they can't control other people, they are a threat. Like, pure and simple. Two of Pentacles, Justice, King of Swords, and a Ten of Wands. Okay, so Cancers. This situation, it is going to balance out. It is going to be resolved. And you might find as well that some of you are not going to like this. Consider taking the legal route with this as well. Okay, yes, there's going to be a huge arse-ache, right? There's a lot to it. It's going to take time and all the rest of it, because as we all know, the wheels of justice, or the wheels of the law, they do spin slowly, right? So consider what this means to you, okay? Legal might be the way to go here, right? The legal route. Can you tell us more about this catalytic energy? Was this King of Swords, an Emperor off balance? Okay, so someone who wants to take charge, someone who wants to be in control, yet has the accountability of a fucking toddler. Okay, heavy masculine energy is coming through with this one here. That's not to say that this is definitely a man. Okay, it could be a woman, but just more in their masculine energy, right? They're overcompensating basically, and what you shouldn't do is yourself try and overcompensate for their overcompensations. Okay, you know how sometimes empathic people can do that. It's a bit of a mind fuck, but that does happen. So honestly, Cancers, you are gonna have to let this person meet the consequences of their own actions here, because again, that's what else the Justice card is saying. Okay, actions and consequences are definitely coming. You could be dealing with an Aries. You've also got Libra, Pisces, and Aquarius here. But again, like they don't have to be any of those zodiacs, of course. That could also be their Mars placement or their Moon placement as well. Again, just take it as it resonates. You've got this Two of Cups coming out off balance, right? That's you separating yourself from this person. That's you drawing that solid distinction between them and you, right? Between reality and their fantasy. Okay. I'm seeing as well that because this is catalytic energy, it's likely, Cancers, that you've already gotten away from this person and they don't like it. Okay, because we've got like a split here, a separation, two people going off in their own separate directions here. and them not liking that. Okay, so their response to a breakup, again, it could be a professional partnership as well that's breaking up here. Either way, there is a breakup of some type, 100% with the Two of Cups off balance, and them responding to that very, very badly. Okay, so why is this happening? They're trying to punish you. Honest to God, Cancers, this is someone trying to punish you. They don't want to see you doing well at all. Okay, they don't want to see you achieving anything, right? They just don't. What a sad, sad little person. In your blind spot is the Visionary. And it says, you're spiritually evolving and doors of opportunity will open. You're manifesting and breaking through barriers in your blind spot, Cancers. This is your freedom. You're not sacrificing your freedom because you know that that is a price that is far, far too much to pay. You're fighting for your freedom, not surrendering it. You are the Visionary, okay? This is very much tied into Uranus energy. You're rebelling, okay? You do have this desire for your freedom and for you to express your own individuality, right? You do know the difference between obligation and sacrifices. Okay, you're learning that balance between giving and resentment. So you're no longer giving to the extent of which you end up becoming resentful because you're giving too much. So you are starting to put healthy limits on yourself here with this Visionary energy. That's also about finding new ways of doing things. Okay, it's very, very inventive. Which does require being creative as well. You're breaking through barriers that I feel this person has been placing upon you, okay? I feel that you're going to surprise yourself here as well, Cancers, because you're going to be able to manifest really quite effortlessly, okay? Wow, the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. This one also wants to come out. The Nine of Pentacles in the upright, yeah. Ace of Pentacles reverse can indicate something not working out, right? That could be a financial investment. I don't think so, though. I feel that this is more to do with deficiencies, right? Lost opportunities, someone constantly being stressed out about finances and then rebuilding from that energy and creating a very, very successful life for themselves here. So honestly, Cancers, with this being in your blind spot, I feel that it might have taken you a while to recognize where the deficiencies were and where they were coming from, and then realizing actually you were not the one that was contributing to these deficiencies or to this scarcity, okay? You were the one that was constantly giving, right? And recognizing, oh, hold on, I don't actually need this person. I don't need this person. Realizing how much more effective you are without this individual in your sphere of influence that's just been draining you. They could have been draining your resources as well, right? Certainly draining your energy and your life force, if you will, right? That's a really difficult thing to admit. Really difficult thing to admit. So all this time of things going wrong and all this time of failures that you just assumed, Cancer, was down to you, and you just assumed that you were somehow deficient in some regard, it's not been true at all. Because it's with the Nine of Pentacles. energy exchange for what's working for you. It says time to replenish your energy. Be aware of energy exchange patterns. Yeah. So for what's working for you, Cancers, is you being prudent, being really, really prudent about who it is that you're trusting, who it is that you're letting into your inner circle. Okay. You being very fussy now, keeping your standards high when it comes down to dealing with other people, yeah, the world. So you're ending these old patterns, these old cycles, because, I mean, listen, they do say that life is the greatest teacher. What they mean, obviously, is there are certain things that you can't just read about in a book, or that you can't just observe other people going through and learn effectively from that, right? With some things, especially with a situation like this, you can only really learn properly from that by the lived experience of being in that situation, right? Closing out old cycles because you know that there's nothing more for you to learn in this situation. And if truth be told, Cancers, you fucked off putting up with it now. Like, you've reached the end of your tether here. Yeah, see, the High Priestess is coming out again. Very, very powerful energy. The High Priestess has come out twice in this reading, Cancers. Can you tell us more about this High Priestess? For what is working for Cancers, please? That's reversed. Yeah, the Knight of Pentacles reversed. The time for action is now. Queen of Wands, off balance, yeah. Even though you know that there is going to be negative pushback here, you know that this person's going to create disgusting gossip about you, spread lies and rumors about you, okay, try and tarnish your reputation here. You're not going to allow any of that to bother you, right? Because you recognize the importance of being true to yourself and your freedom, right? You know exactly how this person's going to respond. And I feel like you're prepared for it as well, with that Knight of Pentacles. If you're not prepared for it, then do be prepared for it. Okay. Spiritual evolution for how this is likely going to play out, setting your heart free. I mean, it speaks for itself, really, doesn't it? Like, this tarot reading has just written itself. Forgiveness and compassion. Here's the thing with that, Cancers. Forgiving yourself for not have known any better at the time. Okay, that's always going to be the best course of action to take. And avoid repeating lessons or cycles. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't think you've any desire to repeat this particular cycle with this person or with anyone that even reminds you of that person. Like, I feel now that you know what the red flags are, you're going to be able to spot them a mile off, right? So it has made you wiser and stronger here in a lot of ways. Okay, the Three of Cups and the Six of Cups for how this is likely going to play out. Reconnecting with old friends that you've not spoken to in a while, reconnecting with beautiful, kind-hearted people. Okay, when I say beautiful, obviously I don't mean physically beautiful. I mean like they're beautiful people, beautiful souls that you might have lost contact with over the months or over the years, whatever it might be. Okay, reconnecting with those people, becoming closer with those people. Like the Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Nice. There's the very real potential here, Cancers, for you to meet a new business partner or a new romantic partner at work. Okay. I feel that there is a new journey here that's kicking off, even though that's not the Fool, it's the Page of Wands. I feel that this is you taking the initiative, basically to start again. Okay, you're restarting your life here. and then you meet someone absolutely wonderful for you. Absolutely, like the perfect match, your perfect match. They might be a Virgo or a fire sign, but they don't have to be, okay? But they are the complete opposite to the person that you have been dealing with here, which, you know, that's fairly perfect, right? The Tower in reverse. Interesting. They're saying here, Cancers, that it's not going to go as badly as what you think it will, okay? So yes, while you're preparing yourself for this pushback from this person, the amount of damage that they can actually do is limited, okay? Because the damage that they're doing, there is a backfire here that's going on. So anything that they try and chuck at you to try and damage you, it's going to backfire back onto them, okay? So the damage, the destruction, the metaphorical fallout, it's not going to hit you as much as what you think it might, okay? Because that Tower's reversed, which we love, and the Eight of Swords, yeah. I feel like that's your current energy there, where you're going in your head, am I overthinking this? Did I imagine this? Did this really happen? Am I misremembering it? Am I being the asshole? Am I the one that's in the wrong? Am I really overreacting? Right? And the whole time your intuition is screaming at you, High Priestess times 2, that you're not being unreasonable, that you're not imagining it, right? It's like your intuition screaming, look, this person is a fucking asshole, right? Man or woman, doesn't matter. They are being an asshole, okay? And no, you do not have to put up with that at all. See the Queen of Cups under there. The temptation of, oh, well, you know, if I just love them a little bit more, if I'm just more helpful, if I'm just this, if I'm just that, then maybe they'll be okay, right? Well, you've tried that how many times, Cancers, and it's not made a difference yet, so it's not going to work, right? Okay, so let's get you a healing message. Can I have healing for Cancers, please? Right, bloom with Kedicite and compassion with, oh, I can't say that word, adjoit? I don't know what that is. That adjoit? I don't know, I've never heard of it. Right, we're going to do the full healing message here for this one. You've got number 69 and number 29, and that's kind of cool as well, Cancers, because when I turn the card on its side, that's the alchemical symbol, isn't it, for Cancers? Yeah, which is really cool. Bloom. You are allowed to bloom and blossom how you see fit, and furthermore, we all bloom and blossom when we are ready to, okay? You could set out a tray of seeds and they all have the exact same environment, the exact same care, and then you can have seeds on this side of the tray that'll shoot up way high, and then seeds on the other side of the tray that are still tiny little leggy stumps, right? Even though they've all had the exact same amount of sunlight, conditions, care, water, everything. We grow and bloom when we're supposed to, in our own sweet ass time, okay? So that's your message for bloom. We're doing this one as the full healing message. Right, so compassion. It also says high vibration and communication. Oh, it tells you how to pronounce that word there. Adjoit, pronounced ahoite. Oh, okay, ahoite. That doesn't look like it, does it? But yeah, apparently ahoite. It's a very high vibrational crystal. You may be in need of some guidance, especially if you are a light worker. Use a Hoite when you need to tap back into source and seek answers on a higher spiritual level. It elevates you to a realm where you can communicate freely with spirit, and then it aids you in communicating this information onto the earth plane with compassion. A stone of spirit communication, it is perfect for spiritual teachers. Having compassion for another means that you have reached a level where you can see a situation for what it is. You see the bigger picture, and all judgments have been removed from the situation. This is the sign of a true spiritual teacher. Reaching this state of compassion is ultimately our goal. For each lesson you learn, there are others also learning the same lesson, and you will continue to keep learning lessons until you die. This is how you grow and become more spiritually aware. This is not a race. We are all here to help one another, and we all learn what we need to when we are meant to. When you start to view the world with compassion rather than judgment, the world becomes a much better place, and your interactions with others will shift accordingly. Ahoy is a rather expensive stone. If you don't have a piece, you can still draw on its energy by asking for its help. Remember that there are no boundaries when you work energetically. We're all connected and need only to call on the energy that we need for its help. I also love the number it fell on, number 29. 2 and 9 is 11, and thus is a master number. Okay, and then it says, if you find yourself in a difficult situation or see that you're being judgmental, then you might like to work with a Hoite spirit, or you might just like to raise your vibration to a state of compassion for the pure enjoyment of being uplifted. Meditate with this card, so you could take a screenshot if you want. Or use a piece of quartz to help call in the crystal spirit. Ask the spirit to help you see from a higher perspective in order to understand the lessons that you need to learn from your situation. Or just sit back and bask in the higher state of compassion and know that just by raising your vibration, you draw to you the same higher frequencies. If you're unable to work through a situation in your head, then raising your vibration higher will draw what you need to you in the physical world. Okay? Energy attracts. Yeah. So using those laws of attraction in order to help raise your own vibrations. Okay? Right, so just for a little bit of a laugh, let's take a look at some cheeky messages from the Swear Tarot. Okay? What else for Cancers? Oh, yes, Cancers. Listen, get advice from someone who knows their shit, okay? Be careful with where you're getting your advice from, because not all of it is going to be helpful for you, for your specific situation. Also, be mindful of anyone who seems to think that they're a know-it-all. Yeah, those types of people are really quite dangerous. Okay, you're going to receive a pleasant and unexpected fucking surprise. Nice. Develop inner strength and don't put up with any bullshit. And ask yourself how many fucks you give. That one's been coming out quite a lot for everyone. But yeah, that is what I have for you today. I genuinely hope that that reading has been helpful. For personal reads with me, my website is phoenixkeiatarot.com. The link for that is in my description box below. Also, in my description box below is the information for Otter Spirit as well, who are wonderful supporters of our channel, and they make these gorgeous gemstone bracelets. Okay, so all of their information is down below with a discount code as well, so definitely do go check them out. Thank you so very, very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.